Alright, first place we're of course going is the options. And let's start off with the controls. First place, you always want to go with these. And you can see I already have these bound to how I would typically use them with the mouse on my left hand side. So I use, P, L, semicolon, and I can't remember what that is at the moment. Apostrophe. There we go. That's my WASD. Game fully accepts that. Some PC games will not always let you use, I guess, the symbol keys is what I usually call them, as binds pretty much at all. They don't let you use those on a lot of games, let alone for movement. But these are what I typically use. And then just going through, you can rebind, obviously, the rest of those. This does also work with controller. You can do the exact same thing. I had mine plugged in. The game doesn't recognize it if you don't have it plugged in when you start the game. So I can't exactly show those easily. I will say this though, the movement. You can change the movement on the control stick. However, this is where however, there's a problem. There's a problem with it. You can change the movement, but you cannot change the stick that you look around with. So by default, the right analog stick is the one that you look around with. If you were to set the right stick for all your movement, you would look and move in the same direction, because you cannot put the looking around, can't put the camera on the left analog stick. So if you have to play southpaw or left-handed on a controller, please be aware of that, because I ran into that problem and it's not fun. It's not fun. It does suck. I mean, you don't have to do a crazy amount of aiming in this game, but if that is what you're more comfortable with, be aware you are not really able to do it in this game. And I don't know why. They are working so hard on this game, so maybe at some point it will get fixed. Hopefully it does at some point, but accessibility, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. I'm still upset about that. But here we are, PC settings, head bob, toggle that on or off. I know that can make people sick. I have heard people say that it can, or that it even makes them get sick. So you can turn that on or off. Obviously, sprint, you can toggle it, hold it. Film grain, I don't know if that can that make people sick? I'm not sure. But you can turn it on or off. All that stuff. VSync, field of view, you can go all the way up to 90. I think by default it's on 60. I think. But I always move that usually up to 90, 110 if it can go that high. But yeah, you can do that. So put that whatever you're comfortable with. This does work no matter what. So mouse, keyboard, controller, it's all good. This, I think, yeah, I had this at 1.5. You can go all the way up to 5. I will say this does work for your controller. If you play with a controller, or you are going to want to play with a controller, this does work. even though it only says mouse sensitivity, this will up the sensitivity or lower it for your controller as well. So be aware of that. That is probably going to be unbearable on a controller. It's pretty much unbearable on a mouse. So I had this down here. Just, yeah, it only says mouse sensitivity, but you can even with a controller. Cursor brightness, that's for in-game, so no matter what, that's gonna work. You can invert and all that good stuff will apply that. You can put your volume. You can now put your stuff on like push to talk and do all that. Trying to remember where everything else may be. Oh, bloom. You can turn that on or off. Why do I have that on? Turn that off. But yeah, you can turn that on or off. All that stuff is good. And like I said, accessibility has speakers. That's pretty much it. But yes, that is pretty much it for for stuff. The accessibility is, there's not much to it. There is no colorblind modes, as you guys saw. Yeah, no colorblind modes, no anything crazy. There is, and I do need to start mentioning this in my videos, and I'm going to be updating the website as well, DewdyDoes.com, always down in the description, to also cover, let's go in here, and there will be, I believe, relatively soon, well, I mean, there already are difficulty levels in here. You have amateur, which is probably the easiest, long setup time, grace period, all that good stuff. You can probably get most of a hunt done before they even will try and kill you. So, and then intermediate, I don't know what in-game level you have to be, but there is Nightmare, I believe, is the only other one available currently. And that, or no, there's two more. I think there's Expert and then Nightmare. I'm not sure, but I think that's all going based on level. And eventually you can, I believe there's going to be an update happening that will put in a custom difficulty. Whether or not you can still get money out of those, I have no idea, but we will leave that, as you can see, and then I'm back out here in the garage. But yeah, that is it for this video. Hopefully this helps you, or maybe if it's not to help, maybe it can help somebody you know who might be interested in playing this game to know if they can or if they want to. Because nobody likes to have to hit the refund button. It's not fun. So if this helped, give it to somebody else who you think might help, or just give them the link to my accessibility website down in the description, where every game I test, all the text notes for VR and non-VR games and their accessibility, all down there on that website, and easy access to every video overview like this one is on there as well. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.